Yeah. So first of all, I'll just explain about the 12 zodiac signs and its characteristics in depth, and then I'll just go into the houses and its meanings. Now, coming to the first zodiac sign. The first zodiac sign is nothing but the Mesha, what the people call in India. In other countries and all, they call it as Aries. Okay. Now, the positive traits. So there are actually two traits normally. The one is the positive traits and the negative traits. Okay. Now coming to the positive traits. So what are the positive traits for the Mesha or Aries? So the positive traits are these people who are Aries sign, and they are very much independent, energetic, intelligent, hardworking. They are leader, very good leader or great leader, you can say. They are very ambitious. They are very courageous. Okay, because the Aries is ruled by planet Mars, that I will explain you. And they are very vigilant, and they are vigilant for the self-respect. So they shape their own destiny by struggle and hard work. So they are very much straightforward. Okay, these persons are very much straightforward. One who has Aries, this thing. Okay, Aries sign, and these people are generous and lovers of freedom. They are practical at work and work for welfare in many areas of the social fabric. That is the most positive part of the Aries. Now, coming to the negative part. So, in the negative part, they have the weakness of exaggerating things. So that's the most weakness or the negative thing you can say for the Aries people. And they are often short-sighted in their approach. They are inclined to lose the patience too fast. Like suppose they'll get too much of angriness whenever you talk with the Aries people. They will lose the patience and they'll get very anger so much because it's ruled by Mars. Mars is of like aggressive nature, angry. So that's why. They may speak falsehood, so they may not speak. So they may not speak truth and all. They may lie. So these people might lie for the selfishness of them. Okay, and they lack self control, and these people are very much headstrong. Like if they want to do something, if they have something in their mind, they will do like that. That's the negative part. Like they won't adopt towards the environment and all. Okay, they won't adopt towards the reality sometimes. So they need to be careful here, and they enjoy personal glory. So like they are very selfish. Like if they see anyone like that, they will tell in front of them like I am very better than you, like that, personal things and all like that, but tend to dominate others. This is the most thing important thing for the Aries. They dominate over everyone. So you might have seen Moon with the Aries dominating other people sometimes like that. Now, coming to the Vrishabha Rashi or the Taurus. So the positive traits that is the for Vrishabha Rashi or the Taurus is that people under the Vrishabha Rashi have regulated habits and possess some remarkable tolerance power. So they can tolerate anyone. Like suppose you might have some bad things, but your friend is Vrishabha Rashi, and you might talk bad things in front of them. They can tolerate up to some extent. Okay, that's the one positive trait we can have in Vrishabha Rashi. They are very devotees of respectable people and are obedient to their parents. So suppose if the person is very much very good and they are friend of the Vrishabha Rashi, the Vrishabha Rashi person will be respecting them. Okay, because they did something good and all, and they are very much obedient to their parents. They acquire very good riches and develop very good qualities. They love to travel and have an aptitude for the purchase and selection of things. So they, in order to buy something, they have that particular quality that they will select everything. So suppose if you have like 5 to 10 colors, they will choose particularly that color only they want. Okay, so they are not like someone who is like any color they want. They are like particular things are there, and they have a very free nature. Like they won't worry that much. Like they are like happy go lucky like that, and they feel happy in every situation to which they adapt themselves easily. Not like these people are not like Mesha Rashi people or Aries people. Now the negative trait, when it comes to the negative traits, they are inclined to be some egoistical and domineering. So they are very much ego. They have so much of ego that like if they want to talk to someone, they won't talk because they are having some ego. So that makes the person like more of like self thing and all. And they are very much dominating like Aries only. They much prefer actions to settle, to allowing things to settle on their own. So if they want to settle on their own, if they want to settle on their own, they will do some hard work, and they will be more of settling on their own. If they want to settle, then they will work hard for themselves. So they tend to get angry quickly, like Aries people. Now, coming to Mithuna Rashi or Gemini, the positive traits. The people under Gemini Rashi have an effective personality, uh, depositing their intelligent, judicious, and human nature and all. Their nature is versatile, imaginative, pleasant, thoughtful, and adaptable. They are generally soft spoken with a good power of oration. They are learned people with good command of language. So these are the positive traits. They are very communicative. They are very versatile. They have very great imagination. They are very creative in nature. They are very good oration, power of oration, that is talkative and all. And they are very learned, these people. Now coming to the negative traits, they are short tempered but cool down quite easily. They lack concentration and quick decisions. They should not give themselves up to petty strife and all. They should give up curious traits, hastening other advice and all. Okay, so they are like, they don't take advice only. Some people like Mithuna Rashi people. Some people will take, but some people won't take. So they hesitate in taking advice from others because it's ruled by planet Mercury. Now, coming to the Karkataka Rashi of the Cancer, the positive traits of the Karkataka Rashi is that people under the Karkataka Rashi are of a fertile imagination. They have very fertile imagination, and they are very much sentimental, emotional, you can say, and sympathetic. Okay, and they have strong emotional nature and are romantic people. They are secretive also sometimes. uh, these people are very much impressionable. They know how to impress other people, and they have very magnetic nature, charismatic nature, you can say. They have attractive nature also, and these people will have deep interest in traveling because the fourth zodiac sign is of Cancer. They love to travel. Okay, Cancer is a watery sign. They love to travel. Now they have see what water does. Water travels, right? So likewise, these people also love to travel. Sometimes water will be stagnant. In most of the cases, water likes to flow. Okay, so that's how the Cancer people are. Now they have a secret and concealing nature. They can master any languages, many languages or any languages, you can say. Now the negative traits are is that they over details which often kill their time. They tend to waste time, these people, and they have eyes for little things. This way, they unnotice happy moments that pass by them, and their temper is changeable, with which needs to be corrected. Okay. Now coming to Simha Rashi, Leo people. So the positive traits of the Simha Rashi or the Leo people are the people born under the I mean the people born under the Simha Rashi or the Leo Rashi is that they have kingly personality. Because Simha means lion, right? The lion is the king of the jungle, so they have like kingly personality, and they have very great magnanimity and lion-hearted nature. They are very brave. Okay, they always forgive others and forget the mistakes, sins and errors of others. Okay, they forgive that. And they are very independent in their views. Sorry, they are very independent in their views. Okay, like lion is very much independent in the jungle. Like it hunt things without the help of any other person, sorry, any other animal. Likewise, these people are very much independent in their views. Now they have excellent organization, so they have very excellent organizing powers. So when it comes to matter of organizing things, these people are very good at that because they are leader, so they know how to organize things. They are very constructive, inventive, magnanimous, and ignatious. Okay, they possess a magnetic personality. Now coming to the negative traits of the Simha Rashi, this people has argumentative nature. Like lion when he is the king of jungle, so he roars a lot, whenever the he wants to like, you might have noticed some of the videos in the YouTube. If not, just go in roads a lot during the like when group is there, group of lions are there like that. You have to see. Okay. Likewise, these people are very much of argumentative nature and alter occasions and actions in them annoy their superiors. Okay. So whenever they do something, their superiors will get annoyed because they will do without the help of them, without any need of them. They should not be hasty and get irritated. Uh, they should avoid forcing their desires and opinions on others. They should remain more detached from their feelings. Now, coming to Kanya Rashi or the Virgo zodiac sign. So, the positive traits. So, people under the Virgo Rashi are very practical in nature because it's ruled by Mercury. Okay, they are very chaste, pure, and refined. They are very sociable and friendly in nature. They show up occasional shyness also. So, well informed and scholarly personality they are, and they show interest in the occult and ancient sciences, and they have a strong sense of justice. Now, coming to negative traits. So, the negative traits are they are worrisome and sometimes they perceive to be fuzzy. Okay, they are like more critical sometimes. So, they used to eat people brain, like that you can say the negative traits of the work of people. Now, fuzzing over others can be sometimes be harmful. Sometimes be harmful. Now, they should learn to let others make their own decisions. Okay, so these people will actually what they do is that they actually give advice to other people who are taking decision. So they should learn to let others make their own decision. That's the one thing you need to note down. And it is very difficult to make them content. Okay, for the Libra people, sorry, for the Virgo people or the Kanya Rashi. Now coming to Tula Rashi or the Libra, the positive traits of people who are born under the Libra Rashi is that people under the Libra Rashi are affectionate, very kind, very generous, compassionate. Since the Rashi is symbolic of balance, equilibrium, and justice are its keynotes. So you might have seen the Libra zodiac sign symbol, which is that balancing thing, right? So they are very good at balancing the things and equilibrium and justice. They are very good at giving justice like that. These are the keynotes, okay, for the Libra people. Now, weighing both sides of every problem is in their characteristics. So they know how to weigh their problem. So suppose if a person has got some career problem and also a love problem, if he is a Libra, he will balance the both. Or if a person is got some problem in health or in money matters, he know how to balance that like that. So they have slightly detached temperament and gentle manners. So they have interest in gaining knowledge and tend to be eloquent. They have a spiritual bent of mind and remain God fearing. So they are very much scared of God, God fearing. Now, negative traits. They should control their emotional nature. One thing, they should not be extravagant and they should be very decisive and avoid copying mannerism from others. So they also copy mannerism from other people. Being of liberal nature, they should develop the habit of forgiving others. So that's the one negative, right? They have to develop the habit of forgiving others. So they don't forgive some people at all. Now, coming to the Vrishtika Rashi, Scorpio people, the positive traits for the Vrishtika Rashi are the people under the Vrishtika Rashi are quick, shrewd, critical of penetrating the mind, and need judgment. They are self-reliant, very bold. These people are very bold. They will talk something they won't care. Like they are very much bold and all. If any people comes in front of them, they'll talk like that only face to face. Okay, and of fixed views having these fixed signs, they cannot remain idle while facing obstacles and hindrance. If they got some problems, they cannot sit idle. They have to face it. They are at their best talents and never surrender, but fight to the last end. These people never ever surrender. If you see any Vrishika Rashi people, they won't surrender. They have to fight till the last, until they win. That's the one positive trait. They never give up. Now, negative traits is that they lose their temper quickly and get irritated. This is the one negative trait. and they are very much cunning, but very true, loyal, faithful, and reliable. But in case other misbehave or become unfaithful, etc., they become revengeful, relentless, and selfish. So these people are like taking revenge. They are very good at taking revenge and very much selfish people. Now, revengeful nature must be avoided for them, and they should learn to be patient and wait for the result of their efforts. So that's the one thing that the Vrishchika Rashi should get to know. Now, coming to Dhanush Rashi or Sagittarius people, the positive traits is that people under this Dhanu Rashi or Sagittarius Rashi are very friendly and cheerful in nature. So you might have seen these people, like they are very friendly, cheerful in nature, and they are of deep thinking and of high intellect. These people have very much intellect that other people won't understand them. Then after that, when they got to understand, oh, he was right or she was right, of this Dhanush Rashi friends. They show great interest in outdoor sports. They are quite independent in nature. These people can handle men and matter very well. They are very good humored. They are frank, fearless, demonstrative, outspoken, nervously energetic, ambitious, sincere, and quick. So these are all the positive traits. Now coming to negative traits, these people are very much exaggerating things with the truth. If they don't know truth, they simply exaggerate. Okay, false promises they will make, insulting and all, or hurting others are the basic traits of Sagittarius people. They have inconsiderate behavior at times, and they have the nature of disturbing others in an unnecessary way, and they change their opinion often, which needs some correction. Now, coming to the Makara Rashi or the Capricorn, positive traits are people under the Capricorn Rashi have deep common sense. Their aspirations are very high. From a humble beginning, they rise to greater heights. Then they are adamant by nature. Persons of Makara Rashi will not be inclined to take advice from others. They are calculative and business-minded person. Now, coming to negative traits, Capricorn born people keep suspecting others and mistrust others. They should be more careful and not indulge in the sinful deeds which will affect their mental peace. They should not overwork and exert too much, but also take rest to maintain their health. Now, coming to Kumbha Rashi or Aquarius, positive traits. People under the Aquarius Rashi are serious, quite thoughtful, and of contemplative nature. They are generally idealistic. The materialistic property of these people is linked to the spiritual nature. They are very social but very choosy about the friends. So they do all the things which are morally right. They have their own individuality and speciality, you can say. Now, the negative traits, if you see for these people lack spirituality because Saturn is more of like Aquarius is more of like you can say materialistic possessiveness and all. Okay, you can say like that. Now they are bound to become self-centered. These people are like they want some attention and all. Then the native will be lazy and lethargic because Saturn is very planet which represent lazy and all, and hence they should be cultivate the activity and all. They should be promptness. Okay, they should have some promptness in them. They should avoid solitude. They should never not be worried. So they become gloomy and pessimistic. Now, coming to Meena Rashi or the Pisces. So the positive traits of Meena Rashi or the Pisces is that people under the Pisces Rashi are strong, kind, loving, truthful, and sympathetic in nature. They are philosophical and lead a romantic life. They are quick in understanding. They are inspirational, versatile, and easygoing. They have great love and affection towards their friends and relatives. They have more compassion and desire to help others who suffer. So this is the most positive traits. Negative traits is that they have fluctuating moods. At times they are over anxious and become disheartened, indecisive, and lacking in life and energy. So they should avoid the suspicious nature and varying moods. Now, 12 houses in Vedic astrology. So first house represents the Lagna. It represents the start, sunrise. Face, your face is represented by Lagna. Soul, birth, your ascendant, your personality, and your mind. So this is the first house. Overall health and all, it's represented by first house. In depth, I'll explain again. Okay. Now second house represents your wealth, your speech. How you give your speech is represented by second house. Your family is seen from the second house. Your left eye is seen from the second house. Your throat is seen from the second house. So if you have any problem in the left eyes or throat, if then that shows that second house is bad or weak. Second house is afflicted by malefic, or malefic is sitting in the second house, or malefic is aspect in the second house. That you can say. Now third house. Third house represents bravery, left ear, brothers, sisters. So if you have malefics in the third house, you have a lot of brave in yourself. Some problems will be there in the left ear, and some problems or relationship problems will be there between you and your brothers and sisters. If benefic is there, that shows that you are not so much of bravery, and left ear will not have that much of problem. Brothers and sisters relationship will be good with you. And coming to fourth house represents your mother. It represents home, comforts in house, wealth, clothes, big cars, comfortable life. So if you have very good fourth house, these are the good things that you'll get. Like fourth house lord in the fourth house lord in Kendras or Trikonas, very good for you. And if any benefic are sitting in the fourth house, like functional benefic, very good for you. Now, coming to fifth house. Fifth house represents your brain, how you use your brain. It represents astrology. It represents studies. It represents your child. It represents stomach. So, if any problems that you have in the fifth house, like any malefics is sitting in the fifth house, then you will be having some problems regarding stomach, studies, children, or astrology, or any brain. Like you want to understand astrology itself, or you might have something problems in understanding the things and all like that. If it is good, then you are very good at understanding the things, astrology, and all. Your children will be having very great health. Studies will be good. Stomach will be good. Coming to sixth house. Sixth house represents disease, war, sin, fear, insult, court cases, enemies, servants. So if a bad planet is sitting, that is very good for the sixth house, irrespective of anything. Bad is sitting like Saturn, Mars are very good in the sixth house. If benefic is sitting, then up to some extent it will be good, but not fully good. If it is sixth house lord is sitting in the sixth house itself, very good. If sixth house lord is in the exalted sign, but even though if it is very good, it will be very bad for your this thing. What is that? Getting results from the, like, suppose if you have any enemies, then if you fight with them, you will lose because sixth house is strong. Sixth house represents enemies. Okay, if sixth house is strong, then the first house, you will lose over your enemies. That sixth house lord is exalted, or sixth house lord is in the sixth house, or sixth house lord is very well placed, then your enemies will be very stronger than you. Suppose if first house is also strong with the sixth house, you and your enemies both are strong. Never give up like that. That you need to check everything inside the nakshatra, star lord, and all. You need to check that. I'll teach you. Now, you need to check the Mahadasha and all running. That will give the result according to that. Now, coming to seventh house. Seventh house represents sexual relations, business partner, import-export business. It represents marriage. It represents life partner. It represents your in-laws. In-laws is also seen from the 8th house also, but also seventh house. Private organs, your wife or husband. Okay. If 7th house has malefics, then everything goes ulta, opposite. Like if 7th house has malefics, then you'll get some problems in the married life, some problems with the partner, and all. Now 8th house. If 8th house is good, then you will have very great longevity. 8th house is represented by death. Mystery will be some mysteries. Death will happen. Okay, there will be some deep knowledge about the particular subject, like astrology and all, occult science. Injuries will happen and all everything. Now, if ninth house is very good, then you will be very religious. You will be very spiritual. You will travel a lot to foreign lands. You will be lucky. You will travel to holy places. Now, if 10th house is good, your father will be very good. Father's health will be very good. Father is also seen from the 9th house. Okay, but some people say 10th house is also. In South India, generally 9th house is seen for father, but some astrologers take 10th house also. So, father is seen from the 10th house. workplace is seen from the 10th house. How you work in your place, your energy, your success in business, your nature of work or job is everything is seen from the 10th house. 10th house is mainly seen for your career. Now, coming to 11th house, 11th house represents gains, income, speculation, right here. Okay, everything related to 11th house. If you have any malefic sitting in the 11th house or debilitated planets in the 11th house, then you will have some problems in your right ear. But you will get very lot of gains. Any planet in the 11th house, good for money and all. Now, coming to 12th house. 12th house represents loss, foreign house, bed comfort, friends, right time. So sorry, friends is seen from the 11th house actually, but sometimes 12th house is seen for like foreign contacts and all that. Okay, and now suppose if any malefics is sitting in the 12th house, that Mahadasha or Antadasha of that planets, you will lose money. You might travel to foreign lands. Okay, you might fight with your spouse in the bad private things, conversation and all. You will be having very bad things. If 12th house God is in the 12th house itself, very good for you. You will travel a lot to foreign lands. You will lose some money and you will be there for a lot of things. Yeah. So yeah, this was the analysis of the 12,000 12 houses in Vedic astrology. Yeah.